Hi, girlies. Welcome to Book Please Podcast. We're so excited to be back for another episode. I have my girlies with me.
Hi, it's Natha.
Hey, it's Amanda.
How are you guys doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Amazing. I went to Colorado this week, and I got more of a tan the few days I was there than living in Florida ever.
It's because we never give ourselves a damn break to enjoy what we have. No, you look good, girl. Thriving. Everyone needs a little time off. I just did the same thing. My cousin, well, I had a staycation. My cousin Athena, shout out to you. Happy birthday, girl. Came for her 30th, and we had the best time. And I took the whole week off of work so I could just fully enjoy it. And we all went out with her, so that was fun.
Super fun. Super sweet. She's like your little twin.
I know, it's so funny how people confuse us sometimes.
For sure.
The names.
From the back,
names.
you guys look identical. No, seriously, because you both have long hair and it's dark. Yeah, sisters for sure.
People confuse us. I know the name thing, Amanda, that you said. Like, we're like, hey, I'm Alina. Hey, I'm Athena. It's so bad.
It's twin
Our
vibes.
middle names rhyme. Our last names are the same. It's just all a hot mess. But actually, not the literal, like, she is somebody I feel like who actually enjoys everything around her. Like, you know how I feel like when I see like my own city, like a tourist, I see so many things that I've never noticed or seen before. And I feel like Nata is that girl who like actually knows all the places because she lets herself enjoy them. And she led us on like a bike ride.
Amanda's been on that bike ride 100 times too.
Oh my gosh.
That path.
With an electric bike.
They didn't use the electric though.
I cheat.
I used that bike. I got the same bike because it's a rental bike, but I turned off the power so that I could do it the whole way. Not 1 second did I let myself cheat. Why? Why would I? It ruins the experience, guys. And not that I wasn't using it.
No, I mean, bike, so I would have been used to it because it wouldn't have been the first or last time. However, did you end up going up the I'm saying it in Serbian, the most, the bridge. Did you end up riding up of it? Oh, you did. I didn't remember.
Yes, I did. Yes. The first time I was scared because I saw those people on it and I was like, we're not going to fit. So then when I saw other people biking up it, I was like, okay, on the way back, I'm doing it. And I did. It's not as hard as you think. You could do it.
And there's one thing I want to mention. I don't know if it's just me, but if you're riding a bike, I ride on the way, like, towards the traffic because I want to see the car in front of me. I don't want cars behind me.
100.
And then we were riding once and this guy was like, you're on the wrong side. And I'm like, I don't care what
No, I'm on the side of I want my life.
Exactly. So I do that. And if you complain about me doing that, you obviously don't care about your life. I care about mine. So
people are so aggressive with that. I mean, even when you're on the sidewalks.
If there's no bike lane,
Yeah, if there's no bike lane, they'd rather have you die going through incoming traffic than be on the sidewalk. Literally. It's crazy.
And we don't go fast. It's not like we're going to hit them. We
always say like beep, beep, excuse me. And they are enraged.
I don't care what's illegal or what's not. I'd rather like my life be safe for a moment while I'm on the sidewalk, while I'm on the wrong side. I don't care. That really does scare me. And it's like, it's not you on the bike. It's the people on the road that I just don't trust.
I can't see what's behind me. So how am I supposed to know if someone's coming towards me?
See,
not paying attention?
I kind of prefer it because today when I did go on my bike ride, I did the opposite where I did go with cars coming in my direction and I felt awkward because I knew they were looking at me and I had no choice but to look at them. Like I kind of rather have them behind me and we're all going in the same direction.
What?
I don't like it.
I don't ever look at the cars.
Straight?
I don't like make eye contact at all.
No.
I just look straight. I'm focusing on where I'm going.
Yeah, what if
they come too close, on,
I'm like people in their cars like driving.
That's so funny. And it's like the most stunning views. That's one of the biggest things like I took away from it was I feel like I drive these roads all the time, but it's so different when you ride to the beach like that. Like you can really take it all in, like passing the boats and the water and the palm trees. It's like I was like, I'm on vacation. Like it felt so stunning.
We live in paradise 100%.
Truly. And what I love about Florida is that when I feel like it's the best of both worlds, like being from New Jersey, like nothing that you miss from home you can't access here. It's not like, oh, you're somewhere else and now it's like slower paced or they don't have this or that. Like I feel like they have all the businesses that you need, all the types of, I don't know why you're shaking your head. No. They
The
have
food. I
okay.
can't get a decent slice of pizza out here. No offense to pizzerias.
Okay, that's different.
No, that's actually debatable because a new pizza shop opened up by me and I just had a Napolitan
Uh-oh.
pizza. Absolutely
Oh,
amazing. And they have, I think, 100 reviews and they're 5-star. Everyone has reviewed them as amazing.
No offense, but you're not from New
But
York or
I know
Jersey, so
what
I don't know
good
if I
food
trust it as
is.
much. But
And obviously, I absolutely love this place because it's all Italian people from Italy. So they have a thick accent.
well, we
And
know.
it's just like, I love saying grazie to
Yes.
them and ciao. And they say it back. And it's just, it feels like home. Since, I'm Italian, so it feels like home.
Yes.
Yes.
The vibe makes it. You've definitely been indicted into the
Indebted.
Italian community by this point, and I'm sure Sarah would
Shout out to
definitely
Paisana.
vouch for you. But yeah, I didn't mean it like that, Amanda. You can have that. That's true, the food. But I mean, like anything that you need, we're not in like, oh, I can't go do this, like go get my hair and nails done. I can't go get like access these businesses it's the same pace of life, everything is normal except you are also right by the beach, palm trees,
Mm-hmm.
like it's the best of both worlds. So
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, the food is not the same if you grew up north.
and now I feel bad. I'm sorry if you own a pizzeria out here. I'm just biased. I'm from New York.
We're
I'm
gonna
biased.
have to try that pizzeria because I'm
And
definitely
it's
sold and I
very
trust
thin
her
crust.
judgment.
I don't know if you guys prefer thicker or thin crust. I
I'll
love
see.
thin crust.
Love.
I like
Me too.
I like a traditional pizzeria. Like I think like I can go there. Their garlic knots are
Uh-huh.
good. They have
Mm.
calzones, like
Mm.
pinwheels. Like I want.
All the shit I don't let myself eat. Drooling.
Wait, weren't garlic knots like founded in Pizza Hut? Like, is that an actual, like an Italian thing? Like garlic knots?
It's a huge New York thing. Like
Garlic
every pizzeria
knots,
has
like the
garlic
little
knots.
dough things? Oh, that's always been like Papa John's and Pizza Hut and thing. I didn't think that was like a real Italian thing.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh
oh,
I'm
tri-state
sorry.
people, don't come at her. Don't
Hands
come
up,
at her.
no,
don't
no,
shoot.
She's from
Leslie,
Chicago.
leave her alone. She just became Italian, you guys. Let her be.
When
She's
you're
still
back in New
learning.
York, I'll show you. We'll
I
go
don't
have
know.
some garlic
She's
knots from
still
Sorry,
learning.
forgive me.
But let me just say, aside from my enjoying my time off, I also got a chance to relax and read, which I love to do. And obviously we finished the second half of The Alchemist, and there were a lot of themes in there that like really got me thinking about different things, like signs, how they were mentioning omens and superstitions and stuff like that. Like, what do you guys think of superstitions? Did you believe in them? Did you hear them growing up?
I mean, I feel like I definitely always heard them, but I do not believe in them. I will
Ooh.
open an umbrella inside a house. I will walk under a ladder. I will
Ooh.
look at a black cat and not think it's bad luck.
On the side of danger.
You already know my answer. Literally, superstitions, grew up with them. It's like when we said we were going to talk about this topic, I have like 30 things written down from like childbirth of things that were told to me.
She has
novel.
a novel.
But yeah, I think every culture has different ones. A lot of them are the same, just passed down. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Nessa and I, like being from the Balkans, like just have a lot of like similar ones that we grew up with.
So are the American ones really different? Like they're not the traditional.
I don't think that they're different. I just think that there's some that are just like literally just what you were mentioning, like the umbrella, the walking under the ladder, that kind of stuff. I don't know if this is a Greek thing or just my family's thing, but like little things, like if we had a dinner set at our table and we had a tablecloth laid on the table and we're taking off like the tablecloth, like my mom will be like, don't, you take the tablecloth outside and you shake out the crumbs, and she'll be like, don't do that at night, you only do it in the daylight. Just like little traditional things like that. Don't put your purse on the ground. And Not that actually it was so funny, pointed one out to me that I didn't even realize. I feel like maybe I had heard it before, but like I just have done it so many times. Like I have these long little butter knives in my drawer and I was making an iced coffee and I just used it as a stirrer. And she was like, "Girl, that's bad luck. Don't use the knife to stir
Seriously.
your
And
coffee."
you said you
And I'm
don't
like,
do it
"Oh my God."
anymore.
I haven't done it since. I will say this, even if I think this is my take, like if I think a superstition is silly, I can convince myself that it's silly. Like I've broken a mirror, I've done things, and then you're like, no, it's okay, it's not real. But there's
Mm-hmm.
always that pit that I will get. Like I will avoid the umbrella inside at all costs. Like I will go around the ladder if possible. Like, do I think it's the worst thing in the world?
Yeah.
No, I'm sure I'll be okay. But I definitely think like I try to navigate around those things for sure.
I feel like for me, I like the ones that are like good luck. Like if you find a penny, you pick it
Oh, I like
up.
that
Like,
one.
I always do that, or if I see one that's the tail side up, I'll flip it to heads to
Oh, I
leave it
never
for
heard of
somebody else
that.
to find, to give them their luck.
mm,
So yeah,
beginner's luck, like those, there's some
which
that
is
are
in the
the
book.
positive ones I feel like I will do because I'm hopeful, like, or even throwing a penny like in the
Oh, I used
fountain
to
and
do
making a
that as a
wish.
kid.
Like I'll do it.
Yes,
Blowing out candles, I will make a wish. So I like the ones that are good.
always.
The ones that make me think I'm gonna have bad luck. I'm just like,
What about you, Nata? What are some that you've heard about? Like I obviously know
Let
you
me
have
read off
pages,
some and then
but
be like, oh, I've
go
heard of
ahead.
that or haven't. Sitting at the corner of a table, you won't get married.
Oh no, never heard of that, but not doing, never doing that one again.
Yeah, never sit at the corner ever. This one's super huge in my culture. Making eye contact, cheering with someone. You have to make eye contact, okay,
Yes,
or it's
I've heard
bad
that.
luck.
Mm-hmm.
7 years of bad luck, I think. Walking over someone that's laying down, they won't
mm-hmm.
grow.
I haven't heard that.
That would happen to me and my brother all the time when we were younger. Like I'd be laying down and he'd know that that's like, you can't do that. And he'd be walking over me and I'm like, walk back. Like that's probably why I'm 5'2".
Someone definitely walked over me because I haven't grown since I
Yes,
was 12.
exactly. Nose itches, you're going to get in trouble.
I never heard that either.
Knock on wood when you say something and you don't want it to change for the worst.
Totally.
Yep.
Totally.
Super popular.
And I do that all the time.
Same.
I'm knocking
Even
on
if it's
wood.
not wood, I'm like, I knocked on something.
Yes,
Yes,
literally.
100.
Or always go for the head.
nearest thing.
Honestly.
Yes.
Not whistling indoors.
Why?
Oh,
Is
what?
that bad luck?
Yeah.
Oh.
And when
Oh,
I
I
was
do
saying
that.
these things to my mom, that one was the first one she said. Not whistling indoors.
Really?
Yeah. Don't come back when you leave the house and forget something, or you'll have bad luck throughout the day.
Oh, wow.
What if you forget your keys? How are you supposed to get in the car?
This explains my life.
Yeah, that one was huge when I was growing up. And then this one my mom used to do to me when I was in middle school and elementary school, and I'd be like, Mom, stop, like this is so lame. Splashing water as you're walking away for good luck. Like she would
Oh my God.
splash like a bucket of
Like,
water
yes,
behind
yes.
me. I'm like, Mom, stop.
Oh my gosh, that's so true and so funny. We have one when you're entering a home, and it's a Greek phrase. It's methodexy. It's with the right. So you use your right foot to step into a home, especially like if it's a new home that someone just moved into, or like you're entering somebody's home for the first time, you use your right foot to enter. And it's wishing well, like when you enter with the right foot. I actually had a professor from Nigeria. I took an African studies course in college, and he was very proper, and he had a lot of his traditions. Like he had just recently moved. He was like an adjunct professor, so a lot of his traditions carried over into our classroom. And he would never hand us a piece of paper with his left hand, always with the right, as a sign of respect.
See, I've never heard of that before. Mm-hmm. Speaking of respect, so this is one that I think is huge, but our generation sadly is not really keeping up with this. When someone dies wearing black. So that was a huge thing, like in my mom's generation, the older generations, when somebody passes away, and usually it's like a husband, a son, a daughter, a mother, you wear black for a year, or sometimes widows would wear it for the rest of their life. Like they would wear all black. Recently, somebody passed in the community. It was someone I knew distantly, and some people close to them I saw weren't wearing black. So I said something to my mom. I was like, Mom, they didn't wear black. She's like, are you crazy? Like, they're 30-year-old young women. They're not going to wear black. Like, get that out of your head. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm just thinking, like, you should, out of respect, at least for a month. I don't know. I'm crazy, though.
I mean, I think for definitely like the funeral wake, definitely wear black. I mean, I think people still do that today. I do.
Mhm.
I wear
Yeah,
black.
I mean, yeah,
Yes,
for
but
sure.
it's taken to an extreme. Like even in my culture, I think even my grandmother, like she lost my her husband, my grandfather. I love you, Papu. And she wears only dark colors still for like the rest of her life. I think it's something people do, even with when he did pass. My family like didn't host Christmas that year.
Oh,
Those kinds of things out of respect, like you don't have parties. And
you don't
things
listen
like
to
that
music for a good.
It's
I mean,
just-
the old timers, it would be like a year you don't listen to music.
In our culture, I feel like it's the opposite. When someone does pass, the family comes together. We like celebrate their life. You know, it's music. It's like, so it's different for us.
Well, we have like the repass and we have everyone comes together and usually I think it's food, right? Everyone's bringing over food, everyone's checking in. It's not that the family doesn't gather, it's that you're not like having a random party like nothing happened. It's you can celebrate their life, that's one thing, but like to have Christmas or something, like he had passed away that fall. We just wouldn't host. You know what I mean? Like because it was our family.
And it's a
that had
lot.
the loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But I
yeah.
think that now in American culture and other cultures, what I have seen is people wearing white as like and bright colors to like celebrate the passing or like to symbolize like that crossing over like into heaven and wearing a lighter color to like celebrate them. Like everyone has their own, you know, take on it for sure. Actually, kind of related to this topic, like symbols and signs too, like one of that we hear about in our book as well as omens, like when someone crosses over the symbol of a butterfly being like, you know, assurance that they're around you or them trying to communicate with you or letting you know they're around you. That's something that I believe in and have heard and have had the craziest truly experience with.
Whenever I see 1111 on my phone, I screenshot it because it's, you know, it's like,
Yes!
I get excited about it.
Those little signs, I think all of these like little superstitions and stuff like that are things that like, it's like that mental thing. Like, it's just like you're either in a positive space because like you saw all these things. So like it evokes that like frequency that it's like almost like you're manifesting, like you're in this positive mindset, like you see those numbers or these little signs that like a ladybug is good luck or something. It just tells you something and it like makes you feel good. And then maybe something like, you know, you break a mirror and then you're like, okay, negative energy, you're like, oh no, like it is all, you know, a mindset.
I think it's like an internal compass a little bit, like when you see those numbers or you see a butterfly, okay, I'm, you know, headed towards the right direction, or something that I'm seeking like a sign for is coming to me. Because I feel that way about butterflies, and I have for years. White and yellow ones specifically, because they mean different things. And I've seen butterflies when I'm like starting something new, like a surplus of butterflies always around me when I'm starting a new chapter or a new beginning.
I have a really like strong connection to I do love butterflies, and like even in terms of afterlife I've had crazy experiences, but also I love the meaning of a butterfly because I've heard a few like sayings that really tell it well, that you know there's nothing, if you biologically, if you cut open and dissect a caterpillar and like study it, there's nothing in a caterpillar that tells you it's going to be a butterfly. And when a caterpillar, and I've heard this other quote, it's like just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. It's like they think that they're dying when they're in their cocoon. They're in total blackness. It's like the darkest part of their life, and they think that life is over and they emerge as this beautiful butterfly. Like it's just chilling to me. I just love the representation, and it's unbelievable what they become from this little worm.
Yeah, I know, and they're honestly beautiful. I mean, seeing a butterfly like is just such a beautiful thing. They're such
No,
beautiful
guys, I
creatures.
want to have. When I was younger, I had like a little, like with those little butterfly kits, and then you release them. I want to do like a butterfly garden. Don't they have butterfly beaches around here or something? I want to go.
Wait a second, what kits?
They have like a little kit where you can grow like butterflies.
Oh,
I
And
did it in
grow a
class.
butterfly on your own?
Yes, and
Mhm.
like, well, they give you like the little caterpillars and stuff. It's like a little habitat. And then when they become butterflies, you release them.
I see. I would keep it in my house like a pet.
Can we-
Like I
can
would
we
just
do
want to
it?
see it all the time.
Can we do a book, please, butterfly, you guys? Maybe we should and make a wish when we release them.
We have an announcement. We will be having another person on the podcast. The butterfly.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
the butterfly.
I was like, what?
Spoiler alert.
I'm dead.
I had a
That's
friend for
really
her
funny.
wedding. She actually had guest release butterflies. Super
See,
cute.
that's something
Oh,
I
that's
would
like
do.
the swans, like the white swans that people do, right? They have swans at their wedding for good luck.
Yes.
Oh yes, you
So
can have
beautiful.
peacocks. You can have everything at your wedding, yeah.
Mhm.
But it's so cute to release it.
At Greek weddings, they throw rice at you as you're walking out of the church.
Mhm.
Not happening. Not happening. No.
No,
Is that good
I
luck?
like it, yeah.
Is that good luck?
I don't
Oh.
no. Blow bubbles or something. I don't want that shit in my hair. I don't
Bubbles
want it
are
in my
sticky.
lashes. I don't want it in my eyes.
They
I don't
throw
want to be
coins for us too,
It's
and I don't know how
so
someone hasn't gotten injured.
painful. I've seen brides like ducking for dear life. Like, I don't want hard rice, guys, not cooked rice. Like, thrown at us.
You got to walk out with goggles on, seriously.
Well, I would, since we're on this topic, I think we should talk about a lot of like different, like I feel like some people jump over a broom, some people
Oh,
smash a
yes.
plate, even for like a bat mitzvah, they throw
Mhm.
candy. Like, there's so many traditions that, are supposed to be.
They
like,
throw
the-
money on us at the reception. That you can throw at me.
See, I
Not
love the
rest.
Greek weddings. Yeah.
For money, money, money. And then they give it to the couple at the end.
Are those usually singles though that they'll throw down?
It's whatever you want it to be, girl.
Wow.
But
I'll throw
yes.
you 100.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's singles, but like some of the uncles will come out with like their whatever they got, and
I
just
like
throw 'em.
that. That's cute.
Yes, a lot of times too, they'll like give some stuff to like the DJ and whatever.
Of
but,
course. Yeah.
it's for the couple. Also, when you get, I don't know if this is just like my Greek tradition, but when you get a new car, you throw money in the car. Like
Mhm.
people
Tied up.
change,
Mhm.
cash, whatever in your car.
Oh, I've never
good luck.
heard of that. I heard always
I have for good luck.
keeping money in your wallet though, cash. Like in your wallet is a good luck.
Oh, well, I don't do
I'm in
that.
bad luck.
Wait, can we talk about this? Nata, it's so funny because Nata was like telling me
Oh.
when we were going on our bike ride, she's like, girl, make sure you bring cash because they have these little like what is it called?
Vendors.
The little vendors like set up. And so she's like, bring cash. She just meant money. But I never heard anyone like because
cash.
I'm like, oh, I have to go to the bank. Like, I don't have any cash.
I would have thought the same thing. Yeah.
Like, because I called her, I was like, girl, I got to go to the bank before I come. Like,
And I was
'cause I
like,
don't know.
no, girl,
It's just-
any form of payment.
yeah, I was gonna say they
yes.
take cards. Yeah.
I'm just so like used to that. It's so funny. We did put out, let's just read before we jump into our book. Should we read some of our responses that we got?
Yes.
Yes.
We were so thankful for everybody who responded to our polls. We did ask our voters, do you believe in superstitions? 91% of people voted.
A
yes.
resounding yes.
That was a huge yes, you guys. And
Did
then
I
we
vote
had-
yes and then I said no here?
I don't know if you voted. Did you vote?
I voted.
Oh, I thought I
yes.
did.
Well, we only, so I guess you voted wrong. You skewed the poll.
Oh my
Amanda.
God.
These are some of the responses that we got from you guys as superstitions that you believe in, have heard of. Walking under a ladder, which we said, seeing 666, which is like the devil's number. Knocking
And
on wood.
444 is the angel.
Yes. Friday the 13th.
Hmm.
Breaking a mirror, no umbrellas, cheersing with water is bad luck. Yes,
I've
I've
heard of
heard
that.
that as well.
Mhm.
And then we got a few walking under a ladder. We got a few of those.
I feel like there's so many I could think of. Spilling salt and then you have to throw it over your shoulder.
That's what I
Oh,
was going
yeah.
to say. You throw salt over your shoulder to expel whatever you just did. There's also like a whole prayer in the Greek culture too that you say, or like if someone gives you the evil eye, which is like, somebody could almost like, usually they say that it comes from like jealousy
Envy.
or bitterness or like, yes, like if you're wishing that's why you guys, honestly, when you have something like really exciting or precious to you, don't go out there telling
Oh,
the world.
never. I keep my
People
private
are
life
not
very
happy
private.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people aren't. Keep it close to you and your heart. Keep things private. Like, you don't know who's really wishing ill on you or celebrating your downfalls. Sometimes, like, my mom will, like, if my cousin and I are going out and we look, we're dressed up and we're going out, like in Greek they'll go do do do, like, just to,
They'll spit
it's
on
just a
you.
thing that they do, like, yes, to be like, and it's just like, be careful, like, that nobody gives you the eye because you look like that or whatever it is. And there's like a whole thing around that it's like this almost like this bitterness or jealousy that they give you bad luck because because of their envy, like.
I learned that the hard way a few years ago, like putting more than I should have on social media about private things, relationships, whatever it may be. My mom would always tell me, like, don't put that stuff up and don't tell people good things that happen to you. A lot of times,
Yeah.
things that happen to me, like, you get so excited, you want to tell people, because it's exciting news.
Yes.
I tell my mom, obviously, because who can you trust more than your
Right.
mom?
Even when we started our podcast, you guys, we were like, you know what? Let's not just like, let's keep it to ourselves right now, like something exciting, big coming up, so that we don't have all of these people like wishing ill on us. Like, it's something that unfortunately sometimes it's just better to keep certain things to yourself. And, but
Yeah.
there is a prayer, like, my cousin and I actually we called in all the Greek forces because we had one bad day last week and things kept going wrong. And it was just like one thing after the other after the other. So we called her mom and my yaya, my grandma, and we were like, say the Greek prayer.
Did you notice a difference?
Say the prayer.
Did it help? Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were good.
Oh, okay.
We were good after that.
Good. This book really brought out all the signs and superstitions.
All of this, like, just those meanings and following the omens and all that stuff, like, it really brings out a lot of conversation. All right, should we jump into the book, you guys?
Yeah, let's do
do it.
I would love to hear your guys' thoughts since I've already read it, but did the second part get better for you, Amanda, listening to it?
My rating will be pretty low.
Oh, that's okay. I mean,
but I think it's just not a book.
Being real.
Yeah, I think it's just not a book for me.
Yeah.
Like, it was hard for me to like finish just because maybe I just don't like these kind of books. Like, fables just don't do it for me. Like, I feel like I learned, like, there was a few things I took out that I will share that I thought was like good, like advice or like good little nuggets. But
Yeah,
it's not a book I would recommend unless someone's into books like this or something I would consider rereading. But that's just me. I know everyone else loves it, but
that's okay. What was the negative part of the book? Like, what was your least favorite part of it?
I would say the storytelling as a whole.
Okay.
But I think it's just an acquired taste. It's just not my taste, but for someone that loves books like this, I could definitely see it being popular.
like following a fable.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I just, I was just like, okay, so much going on. Like, I can't keep up. Now he's where? Like,
yeah. And you're listening on top of it. So
exactly. So and then I thought like listening because of the kind of book it is would be great. Like, I'll love it. But I was just like, oh no, if I was actually reading it, I think I would have put it down a lot.
Oh, wow.
I will say this, like, even for a little bit, just to catch up a little bit, I listened a little and I hated the experience listening. It wasn't good. I mean, maybe I'm just not an audio girl, so it's hard for me in general, but just like the weird accent, the way they talk about it, they're like, and then in the caves. I'm like, this is so
I
bad.
could totally picture
I would
that.
die like if I listened to that whole book like that. But I thought it was beautiful. I think it's just a breath of fresh air reading. Like, you have to know that you're not going into like a book where you're reading a thriller, a love story, or things like that. Like, this is a different kind of book. And I feel like it's a life lesson. And it was a lot of emphasis on the journey as well as like the destination. And I really just found like really just important lessons along the way. And I think that that's what the point was partially as well. Like, all of the things that he learned on his journey to following his life purpose. And I think that one thing that was really powerful that stuck with me was this idea of maktub, which is as it is written, which is kind of like what's meant to be will be. So he's kind of just like, you know what? I'm just gonna, if I just keep going, I could die tomorrow or I could get to my purpose. It, whatever is gonna happen anyway. So I might as well like keep pursuing it. Like it's such a good lesson. I feel like sometimes like we're so scared to take these risks, but it's like you could sit in your comfort and die tomorrow, or you could go on this amazing adventure, die in the same amount of time, and take away so much more from it. And I just thought that was so special. And then I really loved like how even when he had reached the desert and or had reached the oasis and he met, you know, his true love and he was comfortable and he had money and he felt good, he's like, I could just stop here.
See, but I love how he was fully convinced that the other girl was his love and he wanted to keep staying and to pursue that. And everything turned around. He eventually did find who is his true love.
Was his person.
And she even encouraged him. She said, you know what, I'll still be here. Do what you have to do, because then you know what, you're going to resent the life that you settled for. Like the lesson being don't settle. Like look at where life took him and he did get the treasure and he did return. So, well, on his way to returning.
Yes, and I love the chapter in the where we left off in the crystal shop. I love how he pushed the owner and the owner was pushing boundaries that he set for himself and it wound up being a huge success.
Yes. And that even scared him. He was like, I don't know what to do with all, like, no, if we do that, if we make the tea and serve it in those glasses, like I'll have reached a level that I didn't even want to. I'm good with my little life. Like I don't like change. That was so crazy, but I loved it. And like, even just that risk of like, should we build the display? Things could break, but I could make a lot more money.
Yes. Yeah, I love that part.
It did have good nuggets. I won't say it did not.
Come on, sure. Amanda, tell us the good ones.
Okay, so some I liked live in the present and in the now. So you guys know I'm huge on that. Like I 100% like preach that. When you think about the past, it's just, you know, never good. So, well, unless you have good memories in the past.
Usually.
So
no.
Live here in the present, pay attention to the present, and you can improve it, which is true. You can improve now. You can't change the past. And he also mentioned you can improve on the present and what comes later on to make it even better. Another thing I liked was trying things. He would have never seen or learned anything if he didn't take that journey. So that was really important. All the adventures he learned from, every single thing. Yes. Like you mentioned, that like he loved that girl in the beginning or thought she was the one. And then he met this other girl that was, you know, if you stay in the same place around the same people, that's all you'll know. You know, how can you possibly grow? And then I also liked, which is, it's weird, but I get it. Happiness can be found in a grain of sand. So that like stood with me too, because it's so meaningful. It's so small to think about it like sand, you know, it's literally like earth, something that just, you know, is there and it's like a little thing, but happiness is like, you know, inevitable with that.
Just look at what's right there.
Yeah, that's why I always say like the little things make me so happy, which is going on my walk, looking at the birds, like being
I knew you were going to bring up the birds.
The birds, yes, my friends. No, but that something that someone would take for granted, like, oh, I just live here and cool, you know, I live in a nice place. I take that like, wow, bigger than more other people would.
Yeah, grateful. I mean, even us moving out of our hometowns and coming here, huge.
And scary.
And scary.
Rewarding.
But no regrets. Yeah.
Right. Do you think they'll write a book about us? Or no?
I mean,
it's called Book Please Podcast. Listen every Wednesday.
Yes. I love that title.
And the last thing I'll mention, which I also liked, was the threat of death makes them a lot more aware of their lives. So, you know, I don't know about you guys. I'm a huge hypochondriac. If I think I'm dying of something, it makes me like revisit my life and think like, if I do die because, you know, I have like this one spot on me, there's so many things that I didn't get to do that I want to do. And then I find out it's like nothing. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should still do those things because, you know, something could happen tomorrow. You never know.
Yes, that's 100% true, because there will be things that you're like, oh, I'm embarrassed to do this, or what is somebody going to think if I do this? And then tomorrow you could be nowhere in sight. You could be long gone. And then what? Is someone gonna care if you walk down the street in some weird shirt? No one's gonna think twice about that.
That is such a sad reality and so very true. I feel like for most people, it's like just the fact of like being embarrassed to do something that you would do like just as yourself if nobody else mattered. And it's sad that things like that, the perception that it would have like to the outside world, that would hold us back.
With age, I feel like I care less what people think.
It's about staying true to your moral compass, like what you think is right and what you want to do. We all, staying true to yourself. That's what it is.
Yeah, for sure. That's something I've definitely struggled with too. Like trying to be a certain way or being embarrassed to do, like even like what you said, Amanda, about a photo or anything literally, and just feeling uncomfortable to do little things and or living for myself because I should be doing this or what is this person going to say. And I think it is true that I've become more self-aware as I've grown older. And I'm like, well, why? What's the big deal? When that person does it, do you care? No. Like literally, I'd be cheering on the girl. If I'm in the bathroom and a girl's taking a picture, I'm literally like, yes, queen. That
Yeah.
is my energy. Like,
Yeah.
who cares?
Do you want me to take it for you? I got you.
Yes, can I just say that's something I do, not just like not selfies, like this is totally unrelated, but if I see a family, a couple, anything, like taking a picture of the group or the other person and they are behind the camera, I'm like, get in it. I'll take
I do
it.
that all
I
the
just
time.
Yeah.
I'm
I just
the
did that in
advocate.
Colorado. Yeah. I
You
did that for a
did?
family and the kids ran away and the wife was like, it's okay. Me and my husband need a photo. And I was like,
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Yes, next time you see people like that, that's another thing. They're uncomfortable to ask. So go up to them and do it.
You
Like,
know
I want
how
to
it
mention
is.
one other thing. One other thing I want to mention when I was in Colorado, I was in the restroom at a gas station. We were traveling, and this husband was wheeling his wife into the bathroom. And, it was hard for her to push the door. So I held the door open for her. She ended up going in, and he was waiting outside for her for a while. And, the person I was with was like, mind your business. Like, they're fine. Like, I'm sure they do this all the time. I was like, no, I feel bad. So I looked over at him and I was like, do you want me to go check on her? And he was like,
yeah.
he's like, would you please? And I said, of course. So I like went in,
my
she was
heart.
still in there. Like, so like, that's another thing too. I feel like, it's so nice to be a good person too. Cause I like, God forbid something like she did need help, and like
Yes.
he wasn't able to go in and help her. So little things like that. I feel like, I got back in the car and I was like, oh, I'm so proud of myself, and I would
Yes.
want someone to do that for me or
Of
one of my loved
course.
ones.
Of course.
And like even little things, like if you see somebody in front of you, like short of change when they're at checkout or something like that, you just don't know when it's going to be, come back around. Like I've even done that, like at a toll or something, the person,
Mm-hmm.
like if I have change and I was paying for something, I'm like, oh, you know what? Pay for the person behind me and tell them, pay it forward. Just little things like that. You just never know. And hey, if anything, it's just good karma.
Right.
And yeah, it boosts you as a person. Like you feel
Makes
great
you feel
thinking
good.
like I did something good. Exactly. You never know what anyone's going through too. So, what you did for them could have made that person's like week. Who knows?
Yes.
It's like
That's why I flip the pennies. I'm like, somebody's going to look down and see a penny heads up and it's going to make their day. So I will flip all the pennies in America.
she's so sweet.
The penny flipper.
We need kindness in life and life is hard. So these little things aren't hard for us to do, but could mean the world to somebody else. Well, clearly this book has had a profound impact on all of us and has really like sparked some really good conversation. It's time for our ratings. So Nata, do you want to lead it off?
Yes, I'll leave with the high score of 9 for me because it's 1 through 10, right?
Yes.
Or 1 through 5. Okay. On 9. I love this book. I feel like I'll be able to read it 5 times throughout my lifetime, if not more.
I'll give it an 8, and I thought it was amazing, and I loved it.
Yeah, be honest.
I'm giving it a 6, and the 6
That
is just
sounds
because
high.
you think that's high? I wouldn't read it again. I would not. I mean, I'm 50-50 on recommending it. I guess it depends on the person. If I think they need it and they need some nuggets in their life, like please read it.
Oh yeah,
But
it's a thought-provoking read.
exactly. So even though I wouldn't read it again, and I would recommend it to some people, I give it a 6 because of mostly what I learned from it, like the nuggets and like, the whole storytelling part was a little much for me, but I think it had great stuff to take out of it.
Our next book will be more of a traditional read, and we're really excited. We've heard such amazing things, and every time we ask for a recommendation, this one is brought up. So we will be reading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And for next week, we'll be reading chapters 1 through 23.
Sounds good. Can't wait to get into it. What have you heard about this book?
What I have taken away most from this is that a person who likes any genre, no matter what, like my friends who are thriller obsessed, love romance books, read self-help and like motivational books. Everyone that I've spoken to is a big fan of this one. And it's like across genres and different types of people. So I'm really excited to get started on this one. And I feel like it's also a popular one. So for those of you who have maybe read it, you can tune in to hear our thoughts. And if you want to write to us and let us know what you think, we would love to hear from you. It was so nice to hear people's superstitions. So keep that up, you guys.
Okay. Amanda, do you want to plug in our socials?
Please follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at Book Please Podcast. We're also on Twitter at Book Please Pod. Thank you.
All right. Ciao.